What's going on, everyone? I'm Sridhar, and thank you for joining me here at RosterWatch, and episode 364 of the RosterWatch Fantasy Football podcast. Alex Dunlap was joined by John Daigle from NBC Sports Edge. The guys broke down the most actionable fantasy football news from all of the NFL training camps by division. In the AFC South, the biggest news was the injuries to Carson Wentz and offensive lineman Quentin Nelson. And this has led John to solidify his ranking as Jonathan Taylor as his RB13 on the year. And he's taking guys like Joe Mixon and Clyde Edwards-Helaire above of him right now in drafts. In the NFC South, he thinks rookie wide receiver Terrace Marshall could be the leading touchdown grabber for this Panthers offense and loves Sam Darnold in the Carolina Panthers offense this season. Moving on to the AFC North, he's not worried about these early struggles for Joe Burrow in camp and believes this will still be a high passing volume offense. However, for the Baltimore Ravens, John is concerned about Lamar Jackson's COVID vaccination status because if he was to test positive during the season and is unvaccinated, this could cause him to miss games, and this would ruin his fantasy football value right now. Moving on to the NFC North, David Montgomery came on late last season, but the guys think that Damian Williams is going to cause David Montgomery's ceiling to be lower than it was last year because he will take on some of those pass-catching duties as a third down back. Keep in mind that Trey Cohen is still recovering from an ACL injury, and if he returns at some point this season, that's more competition for touches now for David Montgomery in that Bears backfield. Moving on to the AFC East, hopefully the injury to Elijah Moore is not that serious because John is all in on this rookie wideout. He thinks that Elijah Moore is already one of the best wide receivers on this Jets team and is going to have an immediate impact as a rookie and loves drafting him in the 8th, 9th round. The debate between which wide receiver named Moore that they like, the guys like Elijah Moore over Rondale Moore right now. On to the NFC East. John is buying the dip on Amari Cooper now that he is off the PUP list and healthy. The price for CeeDee Lamb has gone up too much, and he loves grabbing Amari Cooper a few picks after Lamb. To the AFC West we go, and the biggest news from there is the quarterback battle between Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater. For Courtland Sutton's fantasy value, the guys believe that Teddy Bridgewater is the guy you want. In the 6 games that Courtland Sutton played with Drew Lock, he was only a top 38 wide receiver just once. Drew Lock is inaccurate passing the ball downfield, and that is somewhere that Courtland Sutton thrives. On to the NFC West as the last division here in our breakdown. The biggest news, Cam Akers' injury with the LA Rams, leading Darrell Henderson into that leading running back role. The question is, can Henderson be a workhorse running back? That is yet to be seen in his career in the NFL, but they don't mind where he's going right now in drafts, and this is a guy that could end up being a top 10 fantasy running back if he is that workhorse, a 3-down back, but that remains to be seen. Hopefully he does produce that value and ends up being a league winner for most people. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm Sridhar, and this has been Roster.